Hello everyone, welcome to the next in our series of daily origami for YouTube. Today we're going to continue with our traditional theme here of looking at some traditional origami, and we're going to make probably one of the second most well-known origamis next to a crane, and this is a flapping bird. Now I think sometimes people kind of get confused and they think that the crane can fly when it actually really can't so well. This particular this particular bird does actually work pretty well once you get it going to keep the wings flapping. So it's a good action origami. We're going to be just using regular old 15 by 15 centimeter paper, and I'll tell you guys how big he is when he's finished. If you want to make a bunch of these for like a party or decorations in a room, they can be kind of fun. So I've got my paper here. What we want to do is kind of get to sort of a bird base that you might be familiar with seeing, like when we make a crane. I'm going to start off by getting to the square base by having my color side facing down. Just fold in half both vertically here and horizontally. That'll give us those two creases we need there. And then with the color side facing up, I'm going to go ahead and fold in half diagonally to make a big triangle here. Smooth out to my points and do the same thing on this side too. Once you have all those creases, look at the color side. Find those mountain creases we made that are horizontal and vertical. Pinch kind of in half here and just sort of shimmy it into the center until you can get everything to lay flat to create a nice diamond or square as two flaps on each side. Now I'm going to go ahead and make a petal fold here by taking this bottom outer edge and folding it into the center. Make sure you've got those open flaps down at the bottom and the solid point at the top. I'm going to take both of these sides to fold to the center. And just to make things easier, I like to go ahead and turn it over and just do the other side too, because I know I'm going to be doing both sides. Kind of makes it a little easier. Just up to you of which way you prefer to do things. Get both of these sides kind of folded over. And then we're going to take this top section and fold it down, smushed against those edges. Keep your center lined up. Make a good crease here. Open it up and really try to kind of create another crease going the other way too. I'll make it nice and easy when we do both sides. Open everything up. Now I'm going to take the first layer that you see here, push up to that crease I just made, and we're just going to reverse those creases so that all of this gets lined up into the center. We get basically this gigantic diamond shape here in the middle. And then we're going to take that and just fold it straight down so that we still see this nice tip up here. I'm going to flip it over, do the same thing on this side too, pushing up to that crease, reversing everything into the center, and then just let this lay flat. So that you should get a nice little kite shape there in the middle. Now once I have this part here, I'm going to take and open up on the side, and it's good to kind of pinch right in the middle as you're working when you do this. There should be this nice flat layer here and a flat layer in the back, and then another part here that we're going to pull up through a reverse fold to make the head and tail. So what's good is to kind of hold pinching here and kind of open it up so that we could push this up. In the middle here I have a nice valley crease. I want to reverse that to make it a mountain. And essentially it's going to pinch right into the point where that line is. Hold on to this. Pinch it in as far as you can, of course. Pinch it. Then bring these sides together. Now I want to move this so that this edge and the edge that you see here are even. So you kind of just play with things until you can find that part. And it's not very far off. You know, you're barely going to get yourself a centimeter here between this part where the crease is and this corner. And it should go crease in right nice into the center there when you do that. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. You can choose which way works better for you, if holding with your left hand works better or your right hand. But I'm just pinching here, getting that valley crease first just reversed to become a nice mountain crease. Pinch on that until you can get it right into the center. And sometimes that can be a little tricky, but you want to find that point and then just kind of pinch everything together. And then find where everything lines up perfectly straight there on this side. And sometimes, because the paper tends to be sort of sharp, you might need to kind of smooth this area out with your fingers first so that it can kind of shift the way you need it to get the right angle. So we should have something that looks like this. Now I'm choose whichever one here and make a head. So I'm just going to choose this side over here. We're going to open it up and do the same kind of thing, just reversed. I'm going to make that mountain crease a valley this time. Pinch on it, and you can choose, you know, how far you want the beak to be facing down or up, for example. So we've got all of this folded over, and now what I want to do is take the wing and fold it straight up, turn it over, fold it straight up again, and we're going to take the wing now and folding it all the way down to this point. I'm going to make this outer edge line up with that, basically a center crease that's right there through the middle of our bird. So get that part folded over, flip it over, do the same thing, bringing the outer right edge right to the center so that you're mirroring what you've just done. When you do that, you should get these 2 points of the wings that meet up together there in the front so that we get nice wings for our bird. Now, what we're going to essentially be doing here is holding on right at the top part right here, where you've got this little bit of a triangle space, and the tail. And if you pull gently, you should be able to make them flap. Now, this can always be a challenge because a lot of times, as like with mine, just one of my wings flaps and my bird looks a little pathetic. You really need to kind of play around until you can find the point where, because these still need to kind of stay in the middle, that as you do this, you allow it to get a good pull. Now this side is working really nice and easily and has popped out the way I want it to. But I really want to kind of push kind of down on this side a little to sort of pop things out. Get it started once, and what you're essentially trying to do is create a spot that opens up here underneath. And once you've found that and kind of get it going, then as you pull, the wings should fly forward, creating that spot that you've got inside. So just try to kind of push it along, giving a little pressure right here to poof this area out. You can look at it from underneath, kind of poof out this part here to create the space so that when you do hold on to it, it'll flap really nice and easily there with really good wings kind of flapping away there. And that gives you the good action for this particular origami. So I'll tell you guys the dimensions of this guy here. From head to tail feather, he's about 12 centimeters. And I'd say, you know, wingspan is about 9. So the finished dimensions there for you if you're making this for a particular size or something along those lines. But again, once you get it started, it should, like I said, just really create a nice, easy sort of pull here, allowing that paper to roll in on itself underneath. That's the action you're looking for right there to make this guy fly. And that's the finished project for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.